Thank you very much.
So we don't have an out sick winner this week, although I suspect it would have been you soon. But unfortunately, because I won a couple weeks ago, the out sick board of trustees are investigating the show. It's a federal offense for a friend or family member to win, apparently, although I did not cheat at all. I really was that sick, and they're trying to take my prize away. So we'll keep you all posted on what happens with that. But in the meantime, it is now time for one of our favorite segments, This Week in Anti-Semitism. As you know, the anti-Semites are watching us, so we're watching them. And here he is, America's sweetheart, Mark Zaffron, always charming.
Thank you, James.
Welcome back to the show. I see you've brought your own stuff with you.
Absolutely.
Because you've been hypercritical of my selections.
This is not anti-Semitic selections. This is research material.
Research?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Shall I begin, or do you?
No, you go right ahead.
Okay, so here is an incredible story. A Nazi-themed striptease by a woman in Australia,
Right.
Brisbane. Basically, she gets up on stage. It's burlesque. She's a syringe-wielding, scantily clad Nazi doctor with a swastika armband, doing experiments on stage to a crowd who is applauding and loving it. And it is her signature act. She's going on the road with it. She's selling out. People are loving it. How can this take place in Brisbane?
It's easy. People are fascinated by Nazis.
They are.
They are. Prince William wore a Nazi suit to a costume party.
Wasn't it Harry?
Whichever one. They're both the same. Just different fathers.
Mark, that's allegedly.
Okay, allegedly different fathers. Just look at them. Anyhow, so what's Nazi themed this, Nazi themed that?
Would you be?
I wouldn't call it inherently anti-Semitic.
You wouldn't.
No.
Okay.
I would just call it stupid.
You would call it stupid. Okay,
Boring, that's all.
Stupid and boring. Well, people don't find it boring.
But they're not finding boring is her burlesque act. She can take the swastika off. She'd look the same.
People are liking it.
Yeah, they're Australians.
And we all know who's from there.
Mel.
America's favorite anti-Semite.
America's favorite anti-Semites, Mel Gibson.
It wouldn't be an anti-Semitism episode if we didn't at least say one thing that an Iranian official made, one ridiculous statement. So we've heard this before, but we got to do it. Iran's ambassador to Beirut, Ghazanfar Roknabadi. You know
him?
No, but I'm sure some of his relatives go to Sinai Temple.
Probably.
Okay. No.
I'm not sure if he's my Facebook friend. I'll look into it. He says, although Israel is the main reason behind all international problems,
Right.
All,
Right.
Not some, not most, all, Washington continues to support the Zionist regime.
So this man goes to the Jimmy Carter School of Diplomacy.
Clearly,
here it is.
Yes.
Okay. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's play a game. Let's assume there was no Israel.
Okay.
All right. Does that mean that if a Muhammad cartoon was published, what would they burn down then?
Something.
Right. All right.
Something.
So their sources of anger wouldn't be taken away. They'd still be angry at somebody.
Right.
So if we take away Israel, they're going to be angry. The Iranians are going to be angry at whom?
Someone.
The Americans. It's going to have to be Americans because it wasn't the Israelis that was sending. That is the great Satan. It was America. They have to have somebody to. This is a typical repressive regime. The Arabs are good at it. Staying in power by blaming somebody else. Why don't we have bread? It's the Jews. Why don't we have meat? The Jews. Why are we poor and the king spends billions of dollars on private jets? Oh, because the Jews took what was left over.
So blaming Israel and blaming the Jews is the way that they can stay in power so they can tell their oppressed people the reason why your life sucks is because of the Jews. So then does that mean Iran's not really going to blow up Israel? They're not really developing nukes?
No. They actually may not blow up Israel.
Really?
Yeah, they may actually try to blow up Saudi Arabia first. Because it's a question of whether the Shiites hate the Jews more than they hate the Sunnis.
And?
It's a toss-up.
That sounds like a good game show.
It's a toss-up. All right.
But
here, let me ask you this one final question.
Please.
All right. And I almost lost my trend of thought, but let me ask you this one final question. If the Iranians have as a basis, the problem with the Muslim world is that they don't understand why everybody doesn't believe as they do. They have been told in their Quran that they're a superior religion. They have been told that all other religions are wrong. They have been told about the inevitable advance of Mohammedism. Now, they've never convinced anybody except by the sword. And since algebra, they haven't invented a single thing, and that was probably done by a Jew.
Right.
All right. So at the end of the day, what have they contributed to the world when you really get down to it? The oil was there before, and they didn't dig it out. It was dug out by Western companies. They haven't contributed to science. And when they do contribute today, it's not done at a university in Iran. It's done by somebody who was sent elsewhere to be educated. And he comes back, steals the technology, and goes to Iran. The Iranian nuclear scientists weren't educated in Iran. They were educated in America. They were educated in Europe. They were educated in Russia. There is no... So they are frustrated that we don't accept the fact that they should be in charge.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, America's sweetheart, the great, the fascinating Mark Zaffron.
Thank you very much.
We got to take a break. We will be right back.